I don't think the Knicks' plans are changing, but I'm not certain if the public fully understands what the Knicks' plans accurately exactly are. I don't think the Knicks were ever just going after Kevin Durant. And you've talked a lot about the Knicks' interest in Kawhi Leonard. They traded away Kristaps Porzingis, yes, to get young players, yes, to get future first-round picks. But they did it because with trading away Kristaps Porzingis, they could get off some toxic contracts that allowed them to have 2 max salary cap spots. Now, obviously, one of those has been earmarked all along for Kevin Durant. Is the other one earmarked for Kawhi Leonard? Is the other one, was it earmarked for Kyrie Irving, and now Kyrie is looking more interested in Brooklyn? And the way this could change the Knicks' plans is if Kawhi surprises a lot of us and chooses the Knicks, do the Knicks then say, well, we win championship right now with Kawhi, that second max salary cap spot? Yeah, we want to have Kevin Durant. We always wanted to have Kevin Durant. But we would then be sacrificing a bit of the contract with Kawhi Leonard by having that spot go to a player who's not going to play for us ostensibly for the first year. Now, maybe he'd be back for the playoffs next season. So in that regard, it could adjust it, but it only significantly adjusts in my mind if Kawhi Leonard were to choose the Knicks. The one other way it affects the Knicks is I think they are no longer players for Anthony Davis at all, because it was going to be Anthony Davis teaming up with somebody in Kevin Durant, and you don't trade for Anthony Davis when Durant's not going to be playing, so he's in a situation similar to the one he was unhappy in New Orleans, and they don't, and then he can just leave. So I think it removes the Knicks as a viable Anthony Davis contender because of the butterfly effect of this, but I don't think it affects the Knicks' pursuit of Kevin Durant.
I think the Knicks, this is tricky right here. Anthony Davis, the Knicks felt like they had a slim chance to get him, because even if Anthony Davis comes to New York with the Knicks, he still was not going to agree to a contract extension. So they weren't going to be able to offer their best offer. It's like the Boston Celtics, what they've been trying to go through, because will AD sign there? No, he's not going to be able to sign there, so they're not going to be able to make their best offer.
So what you're saying is that when we were doing the Knicks versus Lakers trade possibilities, the Knicks including the 3rd pick and all their young players, that's something we talked about on shows like this, but the Knicks weren't actually talking about it because they didn't think it would be anything more than a 1-year rental for Anthony Davis, even before the KD stuff happened.
I think around the league, people should be aware Anthony Davis is probably only going to sign an extension with one team, and that's the Lakers or the Clippers, if the Clippers decide to trade for him. But it's going to be in Los Angeles. The other teams, that being Boston, he said Milwaukee when he demanded a trade. Any of those teams, the Knicks, he's not going to sign a contract extension, so he will approach free agency next summer, and his name will be the top as far as the free agents to get. I believe the Knicks, Kevin Durant, if he wants to come to New York, they got a standing offer. You can either sign it and you can come. I believe that it's hard to say this, but their priority is Kevin Durant and Kawhi side by side, not because of the injury. Before that, they were making plans. That's the perfect match for them. And to me, I think it's very, very unique because Kawhi, who last year, he was upset that people didn't believe in him. Will Kawhi extend the same thing that Toronto did for him to Kevin Durant and say, hey, KD, take your time coming back. Get your body right. I'll be here with these other guys. And is there any other superstar that would be more comfortable in that spot than Kawhi Leonard? I believe that's the most intriguing matchup, but they do have a plan B, plan C, which includes other free agents. Kyrie Irving, he does have an interest in playing in the Garden with the Knicks, even though he does have an interest in playing with the Nets. He will play with the New York Knicks in MSG. And Kemba, watch for Kemba in Charlotte, if they can do a sign and trade and pair him with KD.
And with Kemba, in theory, they wouldn't even necessarily have to do that. They could sign him outright as a free agent as well. That would be another option for that. The most nuanced part of this is if Kevin Durant, in the beginning of July free agency, signs a max contract with the Knicks, which I believe he will, how then do the Knicks use that other max salary slot? Do they try to roll it over to a weaker free agent class next season and just say, KD's probably not going to be back this year. Let's get the young players experience. Let's get another good draft pick. We have all these future picks. Or do they try to sign that player right now, see if they can sneak into the 8 spot, and then have Kevin Durant, shining night at the end of the season, potentially show up for a playoff?
Yeah, I know the Knicks have a list of guys that they like. People like Marcus Morris. Guys, established veteran players that would allow them to be able to win with that one superstar. So there's a number of things in play for the Knicks. Very, very exciting stuff, though.
I'm going to just say this. I'm done with the one-year rental. Right, Paul George, he's going to one of the LA teams, stayed in OKC. Kawhi, he's going to one of the LA teams. It could very well stay in Toronto. So AD, I say the Knicks make a play.
But isn't the flip side to that, if Kawhi might leave? If they win the championship and he leaves, then isn't that the proof that the one-year rental sometimes is exactly that?
Toronto was never an option. Now all of a sudden Toronto's a pretty good option. We're a far cry from where we were when he went to Toronto, where he was just going to only be there for literally the minimum amount of time and then leave. Now I think it's in play that he actually stays in Toronto. Let's just wait and see.
No, it is in play. You're right. What happened with OKC, Paul George is not going to stay there. He did stay there. And there is a good chance for Kawhi to stay in Toronto.
I have so few soapboxes. Give me the one-year
rental. Okay, no problem. All right, well, if that's the case, then you know who should trade for Anthony Davis? The Denver Nuggets. I'm totally serious.
Yeah.
If they're not worried about the one-year rental, they should trade for him, pair him with Nikola Jokic.
Coming up, did the Raptors miss their chance to take down the Warriors? Next on First Things First.
I'm serious. If they have your belief